Hello, lovely Valley Villagers. In today's video, I want to take a peek at the new camera features. I'm sure that you have had some time to play around and find the features that you love, but I wanted to share the features that I love. So we are already in our camera mode, of course, to start the video. I think my number one top feature that I love is the pause button. In case you haven't seen it, there is a tiny little pause button here, and you can pause your character and your companion in any pose that you want. So then you can move the camera around, and I like how she still looks at the camera. I think that's just such a cool feat. Look at her. Look, she still looks at the camera no matter where you're at. So you can kind of get the perfect shot. The only thing it doesn't pause is your background. As you can see, we still have our water going at different times. I still have my little robot going. So if you want to pause your people and then wait for your background to be perfect, like maybe I want to wait for the water to be like that and I can get all the water going up at the same time. It's actually really nice because then you don't have to time their constant moving around with your background. We did also get some new poses, which are kind of cute. These two new poses, you can also use the pause feature in these. So I just feel like her mouth is a little funny looking in this waving pose. So I'm not a huge fan of what it does to my character's mouth, but this is kind of cute from the back, like she's waving from the back. But we did get those two new poses. They're fine. I would have preferred a sitting pose, honestly, but I'm not going to complain too much because they did a huge overhaul for the camera. My next favorite feature is definitely the time of day feature. I thought that I was going to be more excited about the weather, which I am excited about the weather, but my rain is broken in my game right now. Every time it is raining in my game, I can't see it anyways, so it doesn't even matter to toggle it on and off. But my favorite feature is probably the time of day because I can just really play around with the lighting the way that I want, and I don't have to keep exiting my scene to do it and get into different modes. Look at the nighttime. The nighttime's so pretty. So I think that besides the pause feature, this one is my absolute favorite. You can also change your brightness, so nighttime shots can actually work now. I feel like before we could not really do a nighttime shot because the brightness was always a little too dark, and I just felt like, oh, my whole scene is dark, but now you can just brighten it up. You can add a vignette, which just adds some darkening to the outside. You can see if you go all the way in how much the vignette is. There's not much of a blur on this. I wish it was a little more. Usually when you add vignettes, they're more blurred around the edges, and this one doesn't. So you'd be very careful using this. Maybe only use it in just the corners, just slightly. You can also adjust saturation, which I find when you go to the nighttime. Let's just get rid of saturation and brightness. I'm at night and it's pretty dark, right? If I were to up the brightness, it kind of washes things out. So then you want to take your saturation and just bring that back in a tiny bit to add more color. You can also add a little more contrast, but be careful with this one because it can go very far. It can get super contrasty. So make sure you're just being a little careful. Maybe just a little bit more contrast at night, especially. And look how pretty that is. The colors are really nice. I wish that we had a highlight feature, like a highlight button, because I would bring all these highlights down. You see how the lights are super, super bright? Because if we bring the brightness down, it brings the whole brightness down, you see? We want some of that brightness so you can see our scene, but I don't want my highlights to be blown out. So in the future, if they added a highlight where I could bring those back down, that would be really, really nice. Another feature I really love in the camera is this nighttime feature is so cool. There's the moon. There she is. She popped up right there. Um, it's just so neat how you can get these really dark shots. We could even, they're really great with the Star Wars stuff. Just saying, they're really great with the Star Wars stuff. Look at this. And then you could up the brightness a little bit. Your character is going to be a little dark in this mode, but having the moon behind you is just so beautiful. And even the glow from the moon, like the glow that it gives you with the stars in the background when you turn around is really, really, really nice. So You can see how everything is just like a little more bright at night, which is really cool. Let me show you. So let's stand over here. We're gonna bring the moon back out, and you can see how it's gonna pop up in the same spot no matter which way your character's facing. So whenever you go to a new area, just figure out where that moon's gonna pop up, and then you can set your scene accordingly. If you want kind of an eerie dream snap or something, you could do it with the moon behind you, because you are gonna be dark and kind of like faded, and it's going to look a little creepy. But if you want a beautiful nighttime shot, just turn yourself around and look at the stars and everything. The mountains are a little bit in the way here, but you can really see how my character brightened up because now she's being lit by the moon. And you can even brighten this up more. I like to add saturation in this mode because if you don't have saturation, let's see, take the brightness and saturation. It's just a little dull looking. So if you add a little bit of brightness to it and then you saturate, you can kind of turn everything blue in the background and it just looks so nice. Look at how pretty. Oh my gosh. That would just be so beautiful with, if you decorated all around here, and you had, your character standing here in the middle, and you can even do it with your character facing. You just have to, so I saw that the moon was behind me, right? I'm going to turn this way and I'm going to start my picture facing this way. And then I'm going to bring out the moon. Now the moon's going to show up in the same spot it did before. You can see the moon is still going to be on that side of our biome, but I turned my character around. So now we're facing the moon. So now my character is going to be a little bit brighter for these nighttime shots. So this is another way to kind of get like the nighttime shots with all the stars in the background and have your character be a little more bright. Because if we took away the moon, let's just take away the moon and let's just make it nighttime. Oh gosh, that's beautiful. Sorry. That is pretty though, all the colors. But if you want just the darkness in the background with the stars, then I would add the moon. You could see how my character now, see how she's more dull? She's pretty dull looking. She's not so bright. I could brighten it, but then it almost doesn't look like nighttime anymore. So I think that the moon feature is really good for getting those super dark nighttime shots. You just have to brighten it. You have to saturate it a little bit, and you can get your character to light up a tiny bit. But it's actually a really beautiful way to get that nighttime shot. And I have to just do this one more time because it's amazing. The Star Wars stuff. She needs to be smiling though. She's happy. We're happy that we have Star Wars, right? Yes. Super cute. Okay, I came up here to the Forgotten Lands, and so another feature that's really great in this area with all of the weather changes is the fog. We all know that you chase the fog. When the fog comes out and it creates this glow, you chase it. You're like, how can I set up a quick dream snap? Well, now you don't have to. Now you can just create the fog. But if you combine the fog with the perfect time of day in the Forgotten Lands, you get the orange fog. I don't know if you guys have seen the orange fog. Every time it comes out, I'm always like running over here because it's just so beautiful. But yeah, in the Forgotten Lands, it turns orange. You just have to change your time of day, add your fog, and there you go. You've got the amazing orange colored fog that you can use definitely in the fall or Halloween time. I love this building. Whenever we're over here, you don't have to chase this anymore. You don't have to hope and pray that some fog shows up for your dream snap. You could set it up and then there you go, just change your time of day. I think it's only at sunset that it turns that like super orange. Oh look, the guy went away in the look, he's gonna pop back out. There he is. Yeah, it's only at sunset that it gets that like nice orangey glow. You could even saturate this more. There's a shadow on me now, but you could saturate it more and get that really, really orange. So it's just really cool that we can now create this beautiful orange fog that I don't know. I've always been chasing it, wondering like, when is it going to happen? Can I get a cool dream snap? But now we can just create it. You can also play with the brightness and get some neat, obviously very blown out, but if you take it all the way down and we have these shadows and we add a little more contrast and maybe we bring the saturation back, we can get just like a cool, like, I don't know, just if just interesting shots, and I think it's gonna be fun to see what people do with their dream snaps, but you can get some cool shadows on your character. Maybe there's an outfit challenge and you got some neat looking shadows and you made it work to where it worked with your outfit. I think that would be a really neat thing to do. And if we change the time of day, yeah, she's like super, it's all brightness is all gone now, but such a cool feature. And I'm just so excited to vote on Dream Snaps now because I can see all the cool things that people are doing. Obviously, still in that section here, we have our rain, which my rain is broken. I don't know about you guys, but there's no raindrops. You can hear the rain. Like if I had my sound on, you would be able to hear rain. There's clouds, but there's no actual rain. But yeah, you can add clouds. You can add a thunderstorm if you want that kind of like eerie look in the background. Well, we've got butterflies, but it's fine. If you want that eerie look in the background, say it's Halloween, you want that eerie kind of thunderstorm in the background or something, that's going to be perfect for that. So another feature in the camera that is really nice and I'm so happy for, guys, I was freaking out on stream. Oh, thank you for coming over here to demonstrate this feature. It's the villagers visible. You just click this, boom, they're gone. No more villagers crashing our dream stops. I love it. And if you just unclick, there they are, they come back. So you can hide Touch of Magic. You can hide the snippets if you're here and there's white ones flying around, or if you're in, you know, Storybook Vale. Speech bubbles, oh my gosh. I don't know how many times I'm hanging out with a character and they start talking and a big speech bubble comes up. You can hide that. Our avatar. You can get rid of your avatar, which is a really cool way to get just a dream snap of an area. Let's just say you want to take, you know, a pretty picture of your valley. You don't need to be in that picture. You can also turn off your critter. So if you want to hang out with your critter, but you don't want them in your picture, and the hangout is your character you're hanging out with. Let's say I'm doing the star path and I have to hang out with Hades for 5 minutes, but I want to work on my dream snap. I can just toggle that off and Hades will go away. Visual effects, I've seen some people confused about visual effects. So I'm going to show you real quick what that does. So your visual effects are anything that you have in your valley that you can interact with that is like a firework or a bubble machine. It doesn't work for lights, unfortunately, because you can interact with lights, but the visual effects do not turn the lights on and off, which I think would have been kind of a cool thing as well. But it does turn on your fireworks. So you just go here, you set up your fireworks where you want to, activate, and your visual effects will go off. So then my fireworks went off. So now you don't have to run back and forth to turn fireworks on. It also works for the confetti machine and the bubble machine. So if you want to add those to your scene, you can do that. It works with all 3 fireworks we have. So these are the ones you bought from the shop, but it also works with the ones from the Star Path, the Rockstar Star Path, and the ones we got from Mushu. So it works with all of those. So far I think that's about it that it works with, but if you know something else that it does, let me know. I'm pretty sure it's just bubble machine, confetti machine, fireworks, but very, very cool. You can just set them up perfectly how you want. And yeah, that's ready for you to go. So I'm just gonna do my dream snap real quick. I already had it like set up and everything how I want, but I'm going to show you how I would use the new camera features. So I set up this whole scene for this week's Dream Snap, which was Coziness Beyond the Stars. I made like a cozy, futuristic place with all my tags hidden in the back, but a cozy, futuristic build here. I've got my character. I know exactly how I want everything set up. I'm going to use this pose, but we're going to pause R2-D2, and I want him looking at the viewer. So when he looks at the camera right here, he's now paused. Then I'm going to make myself go away. I'm just going to adjust the camera angle a tiny bit, and then I'm going to play around with the time of day. I think that is really pretty. I could do the brightness up, or I could do nighttime. Maybe I'll do nighttime. Do the brightness up, saturate, look at the clouds with the stars. Everything is just really pretty. I could wait for the water to be perfect. And then there you go. I can submit this as a dream snap. I'll just submit it. I need to do it for the star path anyways. I might tweak it later, but this is kind of one of the ways that I can use all the new features for my DreamSnap, and I could play around. Like, I could say maybe I do want it to be at sunset. It seems a little bright. The only reason I wouldn't use sunset maybe is because he's dark right now. But I think I'm liking the nighttime. I could actually go to morning too to see how that changes the nighttime. But you can see at morning how the clouds are dark because it's the morning. If you use the nighttime, like evening nighttime, like after sunset, you're going to get this pretty pinky purple glow in the clouds, which is nice. We can make those clouds more or less. So if I click the cloud thing, more clouds start coming in. And if I click no, they should kind of go away. I think my valley was getting clouds anyways. Like, it's got a massive cloud right there, so it didn't matter too much. But if you didn't have any clouds, you could just make that go away. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm probably going to wait for these clouds to actually go away because I kind of want the stars in the background instead. And this isn't really getting rid of them. Oh, wait. The fog got rid of the clouds. But now it's foggy. We don't want fog. Sun? Okay, wait. If I do the sun, oh, the clouds came back, but not as much. Okay, wait. Let's try this. We'll try and get this DreamSnap one more time. Let's pause R2 when he is looking at the camera, because I want him looking at you guys when you vote. And then the water. Okay. Okay, here we go. Wait for the water. There we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. We got a little constellation too. I might move something over here, but let's submit this one too. But anyways, I think DreamSnaps are going to be a little bit more fun. I think the new camera is just a really cool feature. Let's bring my avatar back. She's clipped into a mushroom, but it's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to unpause so it looks like we're alive. I hope you guys enjoyed this little impromptu video. I just wanted to share my favorite features of the camera and the ways that I'm using it. I didn't even show you guys really the poses because you can pause yourself. Obviously everyone's doing this heart pose right here. You can pause your little heart hands, and then we could even make our critter go away. So then it's just us with heart hands. There's so many poses you could do. I think you guys should play around with it and see what you like. Obviously, we could do some cool poses here. And then this is one of my favorites. That look right there that she gives. Hello? That's queen. That is a queen right there. Anyways, this video could go on forever and ever. Me just playing with the camera. I would love to know what you guys think of the camera features and how you're using them. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.